Hello, we're back, and this time we're talking about My Young Auntie, which is this film right here. Yeah, this one happens to get its own disc. There's only 2 films in the set that gets its own disc. This one, and the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, which, I mean, that's kind of interesting, the fact that this one gets its own dedicated one. I have noticed it does have like a VHS version of the original. It doesn't quite go into do it. It's like, oh, this better represents the original film. And I'm like, wait, what? How does it? I looked at it and it looked very much the same, but it didn't really go into much detail about it. So I'm like, if it doesn't this book, I should probably read that book, which I'm going to. Yeah, let me put this here. So, yeah, this one, I'm not normally a big fan of these kind of comedy ones, but for me, this one might be one of my favourite films of this set, and I'll tell you why. It's very different from any of the other films in the set. There's a lot of films in this set that are, hey, martial artist gets beaten up by big bad guy, goes off, trains for a while, come back, defeats big bad guy, we win, yay. This is not that. This is not that. And I love it for that. This is why I'm just like, yeah, this one's not as serious. This one you could probably, yeah, you could probably show kids that it's not, because a lot of them, some reason just have, you know, just go, hey, there's loads of gratuitous violence, and you're like, you don't really need that. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it's just like, does it need that? And this one is more of a light-hearted romp. So let me... I won't read it just yet. But yeah, I think this one might honestly be my favourite. And just purely because it is so different. It's a kind of a bit of a breath of fresh air. I'm just like, well, this is interesting. And it has, yeah, the title character. It's a woman. And it works really well. She's great in it. And it's, you know, considering most of these films are a sausage fest, like, there are very few women in these films. And a lot of times you're just like, just a little bit, some women, just to add 1 or 2. You're just like, that's a lot of dudes. That's a lot of dudes. Maybe we could do with a little one less dude, throw in a woman, maybe. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, like I said, I highly recommend this one. It might, like I said, might be one of my favorites. But let me read the synopsis for you. Chang Nan, is it Ching Dai Nan? Honestly, I'm gonna butcher every name in this, and it will happen. But that's because I'm really bad at this. Anyway, Ching Dai Nan is a attractive but unsophisticated young girl expert in martial arts. She agrees to become a rich old man's heiress by marriage, so after his death, she may prevent his wicked brother, Yu Wei, from seizing the title deeds to the family estate. Once widowed, she goes to Canton, where she moves in with her elderly nephew by marriage, Yu Zhengqing, and his son, Yu Tao, who has been studying in Hong Kong. But grand-aunt and grand-nephew are about the same age, and the differences in culture and family rank cause several very amusing situations. Tao gets punished by his father for being disrespectful to his grand-auntie, and he decides to embarrass her by inviting her to a riotous fancy dress party organised by his classmates. Chang does not realise that she is letting herself in but just as she's beginning to enjoy herself, and the party is broken up by family rivals, she and Yu Tao end up at the police station. While Tao's father is bailing the young couple out, the title deeds are stolen from his home. Yu Zhangqing assembles his elderly brothers and asks for their help, but Chen and Yao Tao fear that their brothers are far too old to sustain a fight and sneak into Yung Wei's mansion alone. Chang is captured, however, Zhangqing and Zhengqin and his brothers storm the premises as planned, cause chaos in Yu Wei's home, and knock down his bodyguards. Chang is freed, while Zhengqin defeats Yu Wei in a decisive duel that recovers the family deeds. So yeah, more of a light-hearted one. It doesn't get into some of the fun little antics, like I said, with the grand auntie and the nephew, which are kind of fun. She's kind of a little bit reveling in the fact that she's, a senior in status to him, and pulls out the rule books, be like, well, what would you do to him? It's like, oh, he basically gets a lot of lashings, which is, it's that, but he tricks him by just basically, I think he's placing some, boxing gloves, that's what it is. I was going to say books, but no, it was boxing gloves that he has. And he throws in a lot of, like, Englishisms and a lot of his ways. He'll normally say like a word in English and then follow up with some Chinese. Which I'm interested to see how I assume the dub probably just ignored that entirely. But it's one of those things I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. So you might miss if you do watch the watch it dubbed. Just to hear the nephew has like quite a few, the young nephew has a few kind of Englishisms in his when he speaks, and then he speaks in Chinese. Yeah, I like this one. I mean, I will say, like, I feel like it could be cut down a little bit. Like, it's 2 hours. I'm just like, you could probably get rid of the final act. Like, you got the first, female lead, and you're like, and then she needs to be saved by the men. It's just like, does she though? She was already kicking ass quite a bit. And I do like the fact that I was like, oh, they're going to a training montage. And then they kind of almost immediately subvert that, which is clever. I'm just like, oh, they're doing a training montage. And it's only for 5 minutes. And then she just goes, yeah, they're too old, I'm going to sneak in by myself. Which I love. I love the fact that they just subvert one of their own tropes. I like they're trying to invade the place and there's a whole bunch of booby traps. I think this one's definitely like I said, I think this one might be my favourite. They never really just treat them as like a couple. I'm like, not really. It does have kind of a little funny ending. Where he meets her and then she knows, all of a sudden knows English. Which is funny. And like I said, I honestly, I think this one might be my favourite. It's maybe controversial, given the set. Yeah, we're still 4 films from the end. So that'll be interesting to see where the rest of the films go. Ooh, we got a 90s film in here. Sorry, I just looked again. Ooh. I think we've had many. I can't remember if the other set had a lot of 80s films. Because the next 3 are from the 80s, including this one is also from the 80s. So, very interesting. But yeah, like I said, it might be my favourite. But we'll see what happens when I watch. Next time I watch The Mercenaries from Hong Kong. That's the next film in here. So we'll find out. But for now I say, live long and prosper. Bye for now.